Good morning, YouTube. Today is Friday, April 26th. We're back to our skeleton crew, Anth. What's going on?
What's going on, Rye?
Baby Burko must be busy today, so Daddy got number one job, so it's okay. We'll get Tommy back on Tuesday. How'd you like that draft last night?
It was good, man.
Wow.
I didn't think there were going to be so many quarterbacks getting drafted, but they say like 12.
Yeah. The NFL is marketing geniuses. I mean, the NFL draft, Detroit had 250,000 people there. I mean, they actually want Pittsburgh to get the draft someday. Now, I was never up for it, but hey, come on, bring the draft to Pittsburgh. It looks good. Bring some tourism in.
Yeah, they got to be making some at least some good tourism money out there, based on that draft, man, boosting up that economy out there.
And we got a Steeler fan for life. Our number one draft pick. He was a Troy lover, so good to go. Steelers are good. We'll move on to mortgage stuff, but had to get the NFL draft info out there on this beautiful Friday here in the mortgage worant.
Belichick stole the draft.
I didn't put on his broadcast one time, but Anth, we're here talking rates. Boy, oh boy, inflation in the Fed. We got a problem. We got a big problem. The Fed was so gung-ho about getting this inflation to 2%. It's going the wrong way, Anthony.
Yeah.
What was it? Jamie Dimon said a couple weeks ago he saw 8% before 6% or whatever it may be. I don't know what to think at this point. And we're getting close to there.
Yeah. I mean, they're even saying they wouldn't be surprised if there was another rate hike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would not be great. That would not be great. But just keeping your eyes on it, guys. Rates are going a little wild right now. That's the world. People always have to buy houses. People have to sell houses. We're going to do everything in our power to find your buyer the best program for them and the best interest rate for them. It's why we have to get pre-approvals done as soon as possible so your buyers know what the real numbers look like. If you're waiting to that last minute in this crazy market, it is not the right thing for that buyer. They need to sit there. They need to digest the program, the interest rate, the payment, and that can take a day or two. How many times, Anth, have you done a pre-approval? Everyone's great at pre-approval. Then the next day or two, the phone calls start coming, right? Because they kind of soaked in a little bit. Now they got questions. And you don't want that impulse buy when you're buying a freaking home.
Yeah. Yeah, and the rates never stay the same. So if you're qualified at one specific rate, that rate's going to change 3 to 4 times a day. And depending on what happens in the market, could be positive or negative. So that payment's definitely going to change, once it's time to actually lock in that rate. So having that pre-approval and those options available ahead of time is going to help you so much whenever you're ready to actually put your offer in.
Yeah, sounds like we need some Reaganomics in here to lower the inflation. I really wasn't around for his presidency, but it's like going back in time, boom, inflation is a problem. But our main talk today is going to be probably one of the most common questions I get at pre-approval. And it's, hey, can I finance my mortgage with an LLC? And the short answer is no with West Penn Financial. You cannot finance the property in an LLC. We don't do that. There's a lot of background information that we have to do regarding the LLC, and the lender gets put on the hook if there's an issue with the LLC. So that is not allowed. But there is a bit of it's not a workaround. It's a post-closing it's something you can do post-closing. I don't know other way to explain it, Anth. But we're going to pull it up here. And it is with Fannie Mae an allowable transfer. So what that exactly means is after closing, you are allowed to transfer, Anthony, your home from the person to the LLC. and this print is very small, so I will be sure to read it for everyone. But that's a big change, right? It's not that, hey, I'm going to do this or I'm going to finance in the LLC. This is post-closing, right? First, it has to be that the loan was purchased by Fannie Mae on or after June 1st of 2016. So this is Fannie Mae only. So if you're working with West Penn Financial, if you want to get your home to an LLC, what you have to do is you have to purchase it in your name. You have to make sure you tell us what you want to do there. What's your plan with it all? Because if we send it to Freddie Mac instead of Fannie Mae, boom, you might have a problem right then and there, Anth.
Yeah.
And a buyer's not going to know if it's going to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. So you need to work with us to make sure that we structure your financing properly. So number one has to be to Fannie Mae, has to be after June 1st, 2016. And then the final item is the LLC has to be controlled by the original borrower, or the original borrower owns a majority interest in the LLC. So if you started your own LLC, if you have a majority interest, I'm going to stop sharing all this. It's not that difficult to be done. You just have to structure your loan properly. Now, if you transfer after closing, there's a couple possibilities that are negative that you have to be aware of as well, Anth. First one is you might have to pay transfer taxes again. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe you don't. Maybe you do. What are your thoughts there?
I think they would because they're changing ownership interests. So, I mean, at least a portion thereof.
Yep.
And I mean, it's only on conventional loans. So somebody that doesn't understand Freddie and Fannie Mac, it's only conventional financing. So if they're going any government financing like FHA, VA, or USDA, that's not going to be an option. But I think it would work great for investors, because you and I get asked all the time, an investor's trying to buy an investment property, but I want to put this in my LLC. Well, you can't, because that's more on the portfolio side as far as lending on the business side. So residential is only for the borrower, but having that ability after the fact, I think is great.
And here's the biggest thing. If you don't do this correctly, you can enact the due on sale clause, which means if you don't do it correctly, your loan servicer is going to say, your loan's due in full. Please pay us. So you want to make sure you do this correctly, or else it could be a major problem. The second issue you might see with, transfer taxes, okay, one-time fee, probably have to pay at least 0.5% of the, maybe it's 1%. I don't know. You would have to decide there, or have to look into that, what the rules would be. But the second part's going to be if the county takes away your homestead exemption, because now it may be looked at that it's not the individual owning the home. You don't have the homestead exemption, your property taxes can go up. So it's not that this is without any negatives. There could be some negatives. Your taxes could be higher. You have to pay some closing costs again. But some folks really want to get their home in that LLC, and there is a way to do it. You can't close in your name. You have to do it post-closing, only with Fannie Mae, but it's possible. We're here to make dreams happen, Anth.
We are, one home at a time.
Yeah, so if you have any questions on this, give us a shout. We're trying to get the news out there that this is possible. It just has to be structured properly, and you can't close with West Penn Financial in the LLC name. It has to be a transfer after closing.
Yeah, I think it's great info. We might not see many of these on primary residences, but definitely I think we'll see them on investments and possibly second homes. For sure. Any final words, Mr. LaPera? No, it's Friday, and let's make it a great day.
There you go. Easy enough. Have a great day. See you guys Tuesday. Call us if you need anything over the weekend.
See you guys.
See ya.